Hello guys, welcome to HDB Presents Tech View, another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll talk about the Linux server. So there is a multiple types of Linux distribution. Like enterprise grade Linux distribution is like Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, Oracle Linux, and Rocky Linux, Elma Linux. So those are the enterprise grade Linux, and also there is some community-based distribution, which is for the general purpose. Most of the company use those type of servers, which is Ubuntu server. So Ubuntu server, Debian server, CentOS server, right? And nowadays, all of the what is called the distributions like or servers, they have two types of OS, the desktop and also the command line. So desktop means it will have a graphical user interface, GUI, which is you can do with the mouse and keyboard. And command line base means when you install the command line base OS, that means you cannot use your mouse. You have to like do everything through the command. So in this tutorial, I'll show you actually how you can install Ubuntu Linux Server, which is in command line, and there is also multiple types of version. I'll show you guys step by step how you can search, download the ISO, and upload the ISO to the location where you want to install. So you can directly install on a physical machine, but nowadays, like 99.9% company, they use the virtual machine, virtual environment. So you can do it on top of like a physical host as a virtual machine. Depends on which virtual environment your company like own. So in this tutorial, actually, I'll show you how you can deploy or provision Ubuntu Linux Server command based or command line server in a VMware environment. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and I'll show you step by step. All right. So this is my VMware environment. I log into my vCenter server. I'm using vCenter 8, and also I have a 3 ESXi host in my vCenter. And so anywhere I can deploy, and also I have a shared storage, which is now like iSCSI SAN storage. So I can host the storage, the VM data store to the SAN storage, and also deploy the VMs on my existing ESXi. So that's what I'll show you step by step. But before you install, you need to know actually how you can download, which version you should download, right? All those things you need to know. So I'm going to show you in here. So first thing is you need to search, right? You need to search which version you can install, right? So you can just simply open any kind of browser. I am searching through the Google Chrome. You can say download Ubuntu Linux Server ISO. And then you can get like multiple links directly from the Ubuntu also. Get Ubuntu Server, download Ubuntu Desktop. That means this one will give you desktop version. So I just right click on it and open tab. That's how I get this one. And from this list, I just right click and open them. That's how I get this list. So you can see here, AMD 64 architecture. There is a multiple types of architecture. Ubuntu 25.4 download, ARM, AMD. So basically, like for the desktop version, we use this architecture, 64 architecture, Intel or AMD. So this version for if you want desktop edition, right? But if you want command line, in that case, you can go with this one. So Ubuntu 24.04.2, this is the latest one, and LTS. What is the LTS means? Here stands for long-term support, which means 5 years of free security and maintenance updates extended to 10 years. So this is the latest version you can install. And also there's another like latest and greatest, which is Ubuntu 25.04. You can also install this one. Now with this version, you can get including 9 months of security and maintenance update until January 2026. and those are the enterprise level OS. So you can download this one or this one. Is up to you which one you want. So in this tutorial I'll show you actually this one, 24.04.2 LTS. So you can simply just click here, download, and it download. Then you have to wait a little bit. You're gonna see within short time is here. It's already come here. So it says recent download history is going to be downloaded now. It will take time, but I have already downloaded, so I'm not going to download this one and close it. I can just say cancel this one. I'm going to cancel it because I have already. So if I go to my download folder, go to the download, you see here both version I already downloaded. So this one is 24.042 is to around 3 terabyte, 3 gigabyte, and this one is 2 point something gigabyte. So either one you can download, and after you download, how you can use it, right? So you have to upload that file to your data store, whatever the data store you have available. So in my case, I have available data store. This is my SAN data store. This is my local machine data store. So I also have a 2 SAN data store. Synology, I have a Synology storage. So Synology data store 01, data store 02. On the data store 01, I have a folder called ISO. So I created that ISO folder, and also if you expand it, you're gonna see here ISO. I have a multiple OS ISO file which I uploaded to my ISO data store here. And also, if you can see the modified date and just 25, the latest one is here. So Ubuntu 25 and 24, both of them I have here already uploaded. So now the question is how you can upload, right? So I have a separate video actually for that, but anyway, I'm going to show you here again shortly, within a minute. So you cannot just right click here or upload, or you can go just say upload files. You cannot do it from the, it will show you, but vCenter not allowed to upload in some, like it will give you options to, it will give you the option like this. And if you can say here, actually I never tried that vCenter 8. I always try with 6.7 and all the time it's failed, and most probably this also going to be failed if you go through the vCenter. So what you can do, any one of the ESXi host which belongs to this vCenter, just go any one of them. And because I have all the ESXi hosts have the same data store, you see here. So any one of the ESXi hosts, if you log in, any one of them from your environment, just log in there, nothing else. Just log in there, and so like how you can log into the host console, like ESXi host with the root user and password is your password, and hit enter, and then go to the data store. And where you create the ISO folder, right? So go based on that, you can just go that data store, and you can say click on browse, and then select the folder. If you don't select the folder, then it will go outside of this folder. So for like organizing nice way, you should go like this. So I have inside the ISO, I have another ISO folder. So I just selected that folder, and then you can say go upload, and go to your download folder where you downloaded, and then show the location and open, and then it's gonna start uploading here. And it will take maybe 4 or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depends on the network speed or bandwidth, whatever you have, and from where you are doing this, based on that. So I'm going to close this. I believe you guys already understand how you can upload. And I never tried with this. Actually, let me try with the vCenter 6. I'm just going to upload any other things. on the data store. Let's see if I can do that. So data store, like I tried it with 6.7, it's failed every time. So let's see. ISO, upload files. I'm just trying to upload any other one, just a simple, say for example, this is a small one. You see what it says? The operation failed. Yes, that should be. That's happened with me on 6.7 vCenter server. That's why I said like go to the any one of the ESXi hosts which is belongs to this your vCenter, and make sure the data store is attached with the host. It's not like just you have the ESXi host in vCenter. It's not like that. You have to have the data store where you are uploading the ISO file. That data source should be mounted on the ESXi host. So basically, enterprise level environment, they have the data store attached with all of their ESXi host. So that's pretty simple and like common. And so now I'm going to show you how actually you can provision Ubuntu Linux Server. So any one of the hosts I can select, or I can select my cluster. If it is in the cluster, it's up to you how you can want, and also if you want to put it in a folder or in a resource pool, you can create a resource pool. It's up to you. Or later on you can organize. So now actually I'm showing you, like I'm just selecting the dedicated one of the server ESXi host. It's not mean that you have to select one of the ESXi host. You can select a cluster. That means your cluster will decide which host it will deploy. So it's up to you. So I'm going to right click on my second ESXi host and say new virtual machine, create next, and then you can expand it if you have some folders. Say for example, I want to put that machine in the infrastructure folder, which is in this view on your vCenter, right? So infrastructure, I just selected infrastructure, that's it, and click next. Now so don't be confused with this. It's up to you. If you don't have any folder, then it's not going to show you anything. If you have a multiple folder, it's going to show multiple folder. Why do you actually, this is just for organizing. Later on, if you don't organize it like this way, the machine will be deployed in outside of the folder, and later on you can put it on the folder. That's what you can do. It's up to you. Click next, and infrastructure or this, or maybe just select nothing. That means it's going to be deployed outside of this resource pool. Later on you can create a new resource pool for that, for Ubuntu or maybe Linux, and then you can put just drag and drop to the resource pool. Click next, and then you have to provide a storage, data store. So which data store is attached available in your environment? So I have Synology data store 01, Synology data store 02. So which storage I'm gonna use for this specific virtual machine, this specific Linux server, which one I want. So say for example, I want this one. So click next, and compatible with. So this is another confusing things for all of them. When I explained to multiple times to my another video, which is like how you can create a virtual machine, and that video I explained clearly actually what does it mean compatible with. So by default is like 6.7, or maybe sometimes by default it's gonna come with ESXi 8. It depends on what kind of ESXi, and because my ESXi machine, my vCenter is 8, but the ESXi is 6.7, so that's why it shows like this. Sorry, my ESXi is 8 maybe. So it doesn't matter, but the thing matter is, like in the beginning I selected, when I deployed, I selected the compatibility ESXi 6.7, that's why it's coming 6.7. In your environment, if you have any ESXi 6.7, and if you have a plan to move this machine to other ESXi host, which ESXi host is holding still 6.7 version, in that case you should select compatible with 6.7. But if you know in your environment you don't have any 6.7, and in future you don't have any plan to move this Linux machine to any one of the ESXi hosts which has 6.7, or in that case you don't need to be audit. So it ups to you, like it depends on you actually, which ESXi compatibility, which ESXi version compatibility you should use. So if you think, okay, you're all ESXi is 8 or all ESXi is 7, or you have mixed ESXi 7 and 8, in that case I'll suggest you to go ESXi 7 and later. Click next. So that means this machine will be compatible with ESXi version 7 or ESXi version 8 also. And now guest OS family, which guest OS you want. So this is actually Linux, right? So select Linux and then select the version. So if you scroll down all the way down, you can see only 2 versions is available. So Ubuntu Linux 64-bit, Ubuntu Linux 32-bit. So 64-bit calls x86-64 architecture. So that means it's 64. Only if it is x86, that means it's 32-bit. So the version we downloaded here, this one is 64-bit. If you can go back, also you can see here, you just need to read somewhere. If you can press release and also the version details, architecture download, you can get it from there. It's actually 64-bit. So select which one, all the way down here, Ubuntu Linux 64-bit, click next. And then the customized hardware, it depends on you how much the CPU you want, how much memory you want. So for example, I'm just giving you a high level scenario. So for example, 12. Someone is requesting you to deploy a machine with 12 CPU. So it's not just you change it, you just provide it, drop down and select 12. It's not done. You have to expand the CPU and then make sure you have the right distribution for the core and socket. Because as a system administrator, you know how many sockets you have in your physical ESXi host. If your physical machine has only 2 sockets, that means in here it shows socket 12. That means it's the wrong distribution. So that means what? You have to make the socket as 2. Core you can go up because one socket can have 10 core. Each socket can have 10 core or maybe 20 core or maybe 40 core. That's not an issue. So for right distribution, you should do like this. Now this is the right configuration. And also make sure CPU hot plug is check marked, because that will help you when the machine is running at that time, or when maybe, for example, after you deploy this one and you hand over to an application team, they install some production application here, and application is running at the same time, they're requesting you to upgrade, add more CPU on this machine. So in the live mode, on the running mode, how you can actually apply. So if you don't have the CPU hot plug, it's not check mark here, you cannot do it on the live mode. You have to power up the machine, then you have and then you can increase it. So that will impact your production environment, and you cannot do it in a business hour. So you have to wait after hours, and also you have declared the outage for a few minutes, like you have to shut it down and then change. So why you should do that if you have option? So just this is for the safe side, you should have a check mark here, enable CPU hot plug. It's not just for the Linux, this machine, any kind of virtual machine, you should do that. This is my recommendation, and also VMware recommendation. And memory. So memory, say for example, this one 32 gigabyte of memory, or maybe 16 gigabyte. It's up to you, or maybe it depends on who is requesting the machine, right? So, and then make sure you expand it all the time. When you do the customized hardware, all the time, all the options, you should expand it and you should read it. And then same thing here, memory hot plug. When the machine is running on the fly or on live mode, you can change the memory if anybody wants. So new hard disk. The hard disk is minimum requirement is 16 gigabyte, which is by default in showing here, but based on your request, whoever is requesting you to deploy this machine, based on the request or requirement, you can change it. Say for example, I want 50, right? So another thing you have to remember, when I expand it, is going to show you a lot more information about the storage. By default is taking disk provisioning method is thick provision lazy zeroed. So that means from your total data store, you are assigning 50 for this machine, and the disk provisioning method is thick provision lazy zero. That means from your total storage, this machine will take 50 gigabyte space, and it's gonna block 50 gigabyte space either the machine is using or not using. So that means what? There is a probability to consume extra space from your total storage without any reason. Maybe the after you deploy this machine, the server is not consuming 50 gigabyte. If it's consuming 30 gigabyte, that means what? Or maybe it's 20 gigabyte. That means what? 30 gigabyte space is just for nothing. It's just sitting on the machine. You are not using it, but it's blocking from your total storage. So for better storage utilization, you should go with thin provision. That means what? Whatever the machine is needed, you assign 50 gigabyte for this machine, that's true. But if machine not needed like all 50 gigabyte, if machine is needed only, say for example 20 gigabyte, then machine will release rest 30 gigabyte to the total storage. That's how you can do the better storage utilization. I explained these two, how to create a virtual machine options, but anyway. And then network. So network is actually enterprise level. You will have a multiple network here. Like if you have a distributed switch or standard switch, whatever the switch you have, you can have, because you're going to work for an enterprise level company. So enterprise level company will have multiple billion. Maybe say for example, you are working for infrastructure as a system administrator, and you are dealing with maybe 50 billions. That means 50 subnet. So depends on which subnet you want. Ahead of time, you have to collect the billion informations. You have to collect the IP address, which IP address you want to assign, which billion you want to use, and based on that, you can select the adapter from your vCenter. So this adapter is coming from my vCenter, and if you don't know actually what it is, then I have a separate video for how you can create a standard switch and a standard network adapter, and also the distributed switch and distributed adapter. So you can watch those videos, then you'll be able to understand this. But anyway, those are the subnet or VLANs network adapter is available in my environment. So I'm going to use this one. This one, VMnet-VLAN 192.168.1.0/24. It's a 24 network. This one. Okay. Oh, sorry. It goes. Where it is? This one, right? No, this is iSCSI. So I'm looking for VMnet, this one. Okay, click OK. So it's up to you which VLAN you want, which subnet you want, and based on that, just select this one. And also, one thing I'm just explaining you, since this is a Linux machine, by default, when you create any virtual machine and you choose the virtual machine OS is a Linux, automatically VMware adapter is set it to BMXnet 3, which will provide you 10 gigabyte of speed network wise. That means 10 gigabyte network bandwidth you can get through this adapter. So if you need more speed, you can add more. But for Windows, by default is E1000E, and this one will give you only 1 gigabyte. So for Windows, you need to change. If you want to get a 10 gigabyte, you need to change it to this BMXnet 3. But for Linux, you don't need to worry, because by default is going to select BMXnet 3 adapter. All right, so network wise, we are good. Now the last one is CD DVD drive, right? So your main goal is to install the OS. For installing the OS, you have to provide the link of provide the location of your ISO file. So we already uploaded to our data store, right? So that's what we're going to do here. So click here, data store ISO file, and then which data store? Here, right? On the data store number 1, I uploaded to this data store, and there's a folder called ISO, and then click ISO folder, and then it will give you here, right? So this window is not that big, so what you can do just to read everything, so click on modify. It give you 2020, but I uploaded it today. Not today, actually, like a couple of days ago. So it's in 2025, right? So click one more time on the modify, then it will give you the latest upload, which one you did. So I did it on 519. Today is 525, but I uploaded this ISO file in 519, and also 518 I uploaded 2020 this version. So actually we are going to install this version, right? I'm going to select this one and click OK, and make sure you have check mark here, connect at power on. So that's it on the customize of the hardware. And there's a one that I'm going to scroll up here. You see the scroll up, and then the second option is VM options. Make sure on the VMware tools expanded and tools upgrades, check mark here. So if you check mark here, that means like whenever you restart the machine, this machine will check the VMware tools and it will install automatically. You don't need to be audited for the VMware tools. And that's it. Click next and finish. So you see, oh sorry, I forget to provide the machine name. I forget to provide the machine name. So now machine name is new virtual machine. Anyway, you can rename it like this, but it's not going to rename on your storage. So I'm going to, so actually is by mistake I did it, but it's help you. I can show you actually if you do the same kind of mistake how you can change it. So say for example Ubuntu 24 point, not actually, say -04-2. Say for example this is the version, or maybe anything else you want, or you can use your company's what is called naming convention. So click OK. So now the machine name is changed. That means what? Only the inventory is changed, but on the data store still it shows, the data store still it shows which data store I install it. Not here. Actually, I think I selected this one, right? I forget it. That means you see here on the data store number 2, it shows new virtual machine. So in the inventory, I renamed it already, but it's not actually changed on the storage side. Data store side is not changed. So how you can change it? So there is another way. This is another tips for you guys if you do this kind of mistake. So if you can move this machine from right now the machine is on data number 2. If I move it to the other data store, it will change the name. If you go to the data number 1, there is no Ubuntu here, right? Oh, there is Ubuntu here. I think this one I installed it a long time. $519. Okay, let's change the name again. I don't want to have the same name. Rename it to, say for example, say for ELS. Just giving a naming convention. ELS UV Ubuntu Linux, right? Ubuntu UL, Ubuntu Linux, and why I'm installing XYZ, whatever you can say, or maybe the version name 04-02. Sorry, not 05. It's a 24, right? 24-04-2, or maybe anything else, whatever you want. It's up to you, right? I'm just changing. So changing is pretty simple, but it's not actually changing. It's using the data store number 2, right? So now I can change it. How? I have to migrate it. So this is the extra step I'm showing, but it's not going to be, maybe it's not going to be happen with you if you provide the exactly name when you create the virtual machine. But I'm saying, like, for any reason, by accident or by mistake, if you do this, you can change it like this. So you can just migrate, change the storage only, next, and then right now it's on data store 02, Synology data store 02. I'm going to move it to here, next, and finish. Okay, it's already moved. You see, it's moved to 01. Now we can move back to 0. You move back to, if you want, you can run from data 01, or if you want to move back, you can do the move back. Again, migrate. If you want to move back is not required actually, it's already changed. If you go to the data store number 01, now you're gonna see ELS. You see here, the name is changed. Now if you want, you can move back. So right click, migrate again, just to change storage, next, and here back to host 02. You see, it's changed to data store number 2 again. And if you go back here, you're gonna see here where it is. Oh, sorry, still I'm in. Okay, that's number 2 actually. Okay, you see here, the new virtual machine, that name is not exist anymore. It's changed. So now on the data store side and on my VMware inventory side, all are same. So let's get started. Actually, this is the actual installation. So whatever I explained so far, that's how you can create a virtual machine. Now we are going to install the Ubuntu Linux. So power on the virtual machine, and okay, now click on this. Now you're gonna see try or install Ubuntu Linux Server. First one is selected and hit enter. Okay. You have to wait here. It's gonna copy all the files and okay. It's just close has the console has been disconnected. Anyway, just close it and reopen it. Okay, so now it's gonna take some time. You have to wait. You don't need to do anything. Just wait and see. And when it will give you the option, you can just select those options. All right. So now is by default is highlighted English. You see the green line. So just simply hit enter, and then it says log out and variant English. Everything is right. So by default, everything is showing there. You just simply hit done. You see the done option is green and highlighted. Hit enter. Now you can choose Ubuntu Server minimized. An additional option is search for third-party drivers. Like if you need special third-party drivers, you can just from your keyboard down arrow, you can see, you can go up and down. You see, if you want to select this one, you can select this one. If you unselect, so you need to go up and down through your down arrow key. And if you want to select it, say for example, I want Ubuntu Server minimized, then now the cursor is on the second option, right? But how you can select it? So you just need to press space bar from your keyboard. See, now it's selected. So this is how you can select, but my target is not this one. So I'm going to unselect this one. Okay, no, just go here, Ubuntu server actually, and by default is going to be deselect. And so Ubuntu server is selected, right? It has a cross mark, and then hit, and if you have now it's selected, it's just selected, it's not started, so it's just selected. So now what do you have to do? You have to go through your keyboard down arrow. You have to make sure you selected down option. See, now down is green. Hit enter, and now it gives you the option to configure the network. So the highlighted is, it says continue without, and by default is here. I have a DHCP enabled, that's why it's get the IP address. Through the up arrow and down arrow, I can go up and down. So from my keyboard, okay. So in here it shows DHCP, like DHCP IP, IPv4 is found already an IP address for this machine, but I don't want it. I want my plan wise, which one I planned. So my IP address is 192.168.1.5050, which I plan on this subnet. But automatically it's already assigned with 231, which I don't want actually, which is this one. Actually, mouse is not showing on here. So you have to move with the down arrow, up arrow. On the ENS 160 ETH, in this adapter, it already assigned with different IP address, but I want to assign manually. So what do you have to do? Right now is selected ENS 160, right? Is highlighted. Hit enter, and then you're gonna see a list. And then if you go down with your keyboard down arrow, you see the edit IPv4. Just select this one and then hit enter. And then when you hit enter, IPv method, it says automatic. Hit one more time enter, then you can get a list, say manual or disable. If you want to disable it, you can disable it. If you want to manual. So I want actually manual, because manually I want to assign IP address number 50, which is belongs to the my subnet 192.168.1.0/24. Okay, so manual. Okay, and then it says subnet. Which subnet? So subnet is 192.168.1.0 network with 24 subnet, right? It's a 24 subnet. And then IP address on under this subnet, which a specific IP I want. The IP is 192.168.1.50. So before I start the install, I already make plan. I want to assign this IP address, and I already check this IP is available or not. And gateway, so 192.168.1.1, and then name server. So name server means your DNS server. So what is your DNS server? Like those things I already explained to my other video. If you're confused, just check those videos. But name server, in here, on the name server side, that means it's your DNS. So each and every organization, they can have multiple DNS. At least each and every like organization, they have at least 2 DNS. You can have multiple also. So if you have more than one DNS server, how you can assign that DNS server IP? So if you don't know that DNS server IP, you just need to contact with your network team, or maybe your server team who is managing the DNS server. That will maybe dedicated to some other team. So you just need to know the information, know the IP address of the server. That's it. So my DNS server is 192.168.1.4. This is my first DNS server IP address, and my secondary DNS server IP address. So if you have a multiple, in that case, just use comma, and then second one, which is 10.15.0.4, or maybe 15.4, or I forget. Anyway, it's up to you. I'm just showing how you can assign multiple IP address. And search domain. So on the search domain, actually I can check it. In here, if I go here, I can see most of 15.10, maybe 15.20. Okay, it's not actually that much important. Anyway, let's say .20.4 or whatever. No, sorry, I didn't complete. 10.20.4, not 4 actually. 10.15.20.4. Okay. And then search domain, your DNS, your domain name. So my domain name is els.com. If you have something, say xyz.els.com, that also you can do. It's up to you. Depends on your environment. And then down arrow, make sure you select save, and save is highlighted with green, and hit enter. You see my IP address is now set. Now just with the down arrow key, go down, 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 and select done, and done should be highlighted, and hit enter. Now it says proxy. You don't need to do anything, just say hit done, enter, and now it's checking the archival Ubuntu URL. But if your machine has a internet connections, then it will be able to connect it. But if it's not, actually it will not be able to connect. You can simply hit done, nothing else. It's up to you. So it's already found 3 links, and it says reading the package list. That's all, nothing else. And on the top it says that this mirror location pass test. So you are done. Now say done is highlighted, hit enter. And now it's trying to format the disk. It's asking you, do you want to utilize the all 50 or not, or you want to make a like 2 partition 25 or those things is asking you. But I don't have any intention to make it a 2 partition. I want to use entire disk, whatever I assign. Hit enter. Sorry, not enter, you have to select something, right? So go down and make sure done is highlighted, hit enter. And then again it's asking you it's giving you some information about the partition and format. If you want to change something, you can have option. You can see the go back option, reset option, also done. So but I'm satisfied with this. That's what I want, and it looks good to me. I can say done, yes, enter. And now just on the down arrow, it's just asking you the confirmation. It says yes, continue, hit enter. And now it's asking you to provide a machine name. So what's the machine name? So it should be the exactly uname. Uname is not important. This one is highlighted. This is not important. You don't need to provide it. You just leave it like this. Use server name. Use server name means what is the server name? So we already sorry. Okay. So use server name. That means what should be your server name? So inventory name we provided ELS UL24-04-2, but inside the server we didn't set actually. That's what you need to set. So when we provide the machine name, we use capital letter, right, for the inventory. But Ubuntu don't like the capital letter, so you have to use lowercase, which is ELS UL, that means Ubuntu Linux, and then 24 hyphen and just 04 hyphen 2. So it's not mandatory you have to have the same name as your inventory name. It's not mandatory. You can have any other name, but the highly recommendation is all the time, not only in this case, in any case, anytime when you deploy a virtual machine, you should match the inventory name with the machine name. That's how in future you will not going to be confused. Also, your team members will not going to be confused. So this is a recommendation. You should do it, but it's not mandatory again, but you should do it. Match with the same name, right? And then pick a username. Now, what should be the username? So whatever the account, most of the case we use root for the all kind of Linux stuff. But in here he's asking you, like as a root user, do you want any other user? So definitely you are deploying this machine for somebody else or some service areas, whoever is like maybe that some different application team, right? The reason they are deploying this, they're going to explain actually why they are looking for this server, right? Definitely there will be some application installed. So based on the application or the service area, if you have any service account name or maybe anything you can assign. Say for example, I can say I can use my name. So if I can use this one, but using any person name is not a meaningful. Say for example, this machine is used for to test some video application you are running, or video streaming or broadcasting or something like that, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can say bcast or maybe or video bs or b streaming or what, or maybe this server is using for a SharePoint server some application load test, right? You can say SharePoint or sp what is called sp load test, splt. It's up to you, but you have to remember this name, right? So I'm putting my name because this is my home lab, that's why. Save, and then this should be a username, right? And then password. What password you want? It's up to you. And make sure you save that password to your password locker. Your organization will have your password locker, so you can just save it there. And it should be a complex password. I'm putting my password. Okay. So it said it's not matching. What the heck? Okay, it's matched right now. Okay, so for the down arrow key, go down and make sure you select done and hit enter. And then it's asking you upgrade to Ubuntu Pro. You don't need right now. You can say continue. You're skipping. This is very important, SSH configuration, because you have to access, you are the system administrator. You have vCenter console access, you have vCenter access. Through the vCenter interface, you can web interface, you can open the virtual machine web interface and you can work. But the other team member, maybe they don't have the access on the vCenter. How they can access, how they can install their application? So they need to use the party session or any kind of other remote system to log into this machine, right? So that's why you need to make sure you install the SSH and also you configure the SSH. So that's why what you should do, just is my mouse pointer, my keyboard, my mouse pointer is already there, right? By default is, you see, pointer is there, and hit space bar, that means you are selected. Now you selected, right? And go down, 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 make sure done option is highlighted and hit enter. And then now it's asking you if this is extra, if you want some specific services or features you want to install or packages, you can just select like this. But I don't want, so I'm just going to down, 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 down arrow key, and then done. When done is selected, hit enter. That's it. That's it. That's the installation. Now it will take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back when it's done, right? All right, it's done, less than 5 minutes. So what it shows here, installation complete. And on the down, it shows reboot now, right? So through the down arrow, go reboot now, hit enter. It's going to reboot. And just wait, it says failed mounting. So it's normal. And if it does not give you anything, it's just sitting there for a long time, what you can do, just hit enter like 2-3 times, hit enter, then it's gonna restart again. All right, so it's already ready to use almost. If you go back to the vCenter, look at the machine, and VMware Tools is not installed, but it's going to be installed shortly. You see, running version this, guest managed, and this alert is not showing anymore. And in here it shows Ubuntu Server, but we changed the machine name like ELS UL24, right? But it's not showing here. Inside the machine is not changed, right? But it will be changed. Just wait for this. So I can log in here, I can log into the SSH. Okay, you see it's changed, right? So now I can use this IP address, and then I can use the party. Like if you don't have the party, you can install it, and you can have the IP address here, and then say click OK. So this is the way you can use, or maybe I can show you a different way, which is I'm using mremote ng. On mremote ng, you can right click, you can say new connection, and here you can have the machine name, not this one. Like what is our machine name? This is our machine name, right? So you can just copy this one, and in here you can say rename. This is the machine name, right? So this is the machine name, mremote ng. You can have like description, whatever you want, and IP address. Basically you need the IP address. So our IP address is 192.168.1.50, and username is my name, right? And the password is you don't need domain name, and protocol is not RDP, this is SSH, right? SSH version 2, and it's going to use port number 22. That's it, it's set. So now I can use this one, double click on it. You see, when I just double click on it, first time I'm logging to this machine and doing the SSH session. So click yes. This is the first time I logged in, that's why it shows, but second time it's not going to show. Okay, so successfully I logged in. And right click, disconnect. If you want to connect again, double click on it, automatically you can see it's not asking you anything. So now I'll share with you some commands that's you need, right? So for example, here's the all commands. So I'll share this command notepad, whatever I have, I will share it on the video description, so you guys will have it. Let me show you one thing. So if you want to see actually which version actually you are using right now. To check the version, you need to run this command, and I have this one. I'll share with you guys definitely. So lsb hyphen underscore release hyphen a, hit enter. It will show you actually which current version you install or you have. You see here, it shows everything here, right? And when it's released 24.04, that means 2024 April. So now you need to know actually which IP is using, right? Say, so for this IP space A, hit enter, and it will show you here. You see the number 2 ENS 160, and here is the IP address. You see. So for example, you are not satisfied with this IP. You are trying to change it, or maybe your organization says you need to change that IP address. We have 50, now we try to modify it to 51. How you can change it? So I'm going to show you options actually how you can change the IP address. So we already figured out is IPA through the IPA command. We already identified what is the current IP address is running, and also which adapter is ENS 160, right? So for editing the IP address or modifying the IP address, you have to modify the net plan configuration. So how you can change it? And which net plan you have exist? So you have some command. It's called ILS space /etc/net plan, and hit enter. It will show you which. You see the YAML. So YAML.YAML, this is the net plan you have exist right now. So this is the command, ls space, then see this, right? So you can modify this one, or if you want, you can create a new one. So let's create a new one. Now another question is coming up, right? How to create a new YAML or new net plan. The existing one is 50.cloud.int.yml. So it's not like to modify the existing ones is not a safe thing. So let's add a new one. How you can do that? So it's pretty simple how you can create a new one YAML file. So first you need to go inside. So if you type cd then /etc/netplan, hit enter, that means now you're inside of netplans, right? And then ls -l, you can check again what it shows. The available net plan is 50-cloud.init.yml. So only one YML is there. If you want to create by use, then how you can create it? So now we are inside of etc directory and then netplans directory, and only one YML is exist. So we want to create new one to set the new IP address. So what it should be, you can say, you can type it, you can say sudo nano space and then the new name. So the new name, whatever the new name you want, you can have it, but at the end you have to use YAML. It's up to you. You can whatever you want. So just to maintain the standard, I say okay, not 00 actually, you can say 01 hyphen anything. Anything means I mean whatever you want, or you can remove it. It's up to you. But the only thing is you have to have at the end .YAML. And since this is the configuration of IP address, or you can say modify IP, that also you can do. It's up to you. And hit enter, is created. Now how you can check it? And another question, why I use sudo nano? I don't need to use sudo nano to just create. I just need to provide the name. That's it. But why I use sudo nano at the beginning? Because the sudo is give me options. The sudo is give me a permissions. Like if Saif doesn't have that much permissions, the privileged access to create YML, it's gonna raise a error, right? So that's why I use sudo. That means sudo gives super user permission to Saif. That's why you didn't see any kind of error message. All right, so let's see actually the one we created is now is exist or not. So how you can check it now? Okay, sorry, before I do that, actually when you use sudo, it's gonna ask you to provide the password. So you have to provide the password. Okay, now since this is a YAML, so it take you to the editing interface. In this interface there is something, don't worry about this, I'll share with you guys A to Z everything. So exactly same thing you have to okay, you see here, set a static IPv4 address. You just need to copy the whole thing. I'll share with you guys, no, don't worry. So I put it on notepad and I edited whatever the IP address I want. Say for example I want to set 52 IP address and this one is maybe 20. Okay, so just copy the whole thing. I'm just moving screen and here, and now we need to save it, right? How you can save it? So first Control X and then press the control button from your keyboard and then hit Y and then hit enter. That's it. So you change it, right? So after you change, then you need to make sure it's applied. So you need to run another command which is called sudo netplan apply, because netplan you made some change. Hit apply. Now it's applied. So now we are under, you see, if you look at here, we are still under etc directory and netplan directory, right? So let's see the new YML file we created. Before when we checked, we found only one YML. Now we create another one, and this one is exist or not. Let me check. How we can check? So ls -l, hit enter. You see, now it shows 2, 50 and YML this 2, right? So both of them is exist. That means 2 IPs exist. How I'm saying is 2 IPs exist? Let's see. Let's show you. Okay, let me get like get out from this directory. How you can get out? Just cd space dot dot enter. Then again cd space dot dot enter. So now I'm in a root like on the Saif, right? So yeah, again you can say IPA. Now you can see you have 50, also you have 52. You see here 192.168.52. So you have both IP exist now. If you go back to your VM servers, just refresh it. You don't need to refresh it. It's already is appear on the server machine, personal machine. You see, it has 2 IP now, 52 and 50. Both IPs exist. So now let's, from this interface, let's disconnect. I'm going to disconnect this one, disconnect this one. Okay, so now before we use the SSH through the 50, right? Now this one is also new. This is the new IP, which one we just modified, right? With new YAML. So let's check like this is accessible or not. 152. So I'm going to just change the IP address 52, right? So 152, and let's double click on it. So that again, this is the first time I'm logging with the 52. That's why. Yes, and yes, I'm able to. And then check IP and A, what it shows, this one exists, this one also exists, right? Now the time, actually you can learn how you can remove YML. How you can remove? So for removing the YML, that is delete the YML file, right? So sudo rm So if you want to remove the YML, what do you have to do? First, go to the CD, then go to the etc folder, right? etc, and then slash netplan. Okay. And then, so which one we are trying to remove? We are trying to remove the IP number 50, right? And say ls minus l, it will give you the, okay. So the first IP address is set with this YML. And the second IP address, which is 52, we set it up with this YML, right? So, and we want to keep this one, and we want to remove this one, right? This one, right? So what we can do, what's the command? So you can say sudo, then for remove, the removal command is rm, remove, right? Space, then which one we want? 50-cloud, which is the first one, and that one is containing the IP address number 50, right? So you can say 50 and hit tab. You don't need to type, just hit tab, then it's going to show you. Or you can type whole thing, it's up to you. And hit enter, it's gone. And it's asking you your password because it's using sudo, right? So, okay. Now, you have to apply, right? You have to apply it, right? So what do you have to do? Sudo again, sudo. Use sudo all the time. That's how you can get a super user permission. Sudo, and where I'm going to apply it? On the netplan, right? Netplan, apply. Hit enter. It's applied. And let's check it now. Is removed or not? So ls minus l. See, now it's only one left. It's not showing anymore the 50.cloud.in hyphen init. It's not showing anymore. So that means we successfully removed it, right? So you are set. Everything is set. So now if you look at here, if you just refresh it, so 50 is not showing anymore. So this is how you can change or modify the IP address. So you learn, so in this video, you are learning a lot of things, right? First, I showed you how you can deploy virtual machine. It can be applied for all any other, which not only Linux, Windows, and any other machine. Same thing, same type. And then second, you learn how to install Ubuntu Linux Server, which is command line based, right? Third, you need learn actually how you can modify the IP address, how you can create a YML, what is the YML, and how you can remove the old YML. So there's three things you learn. Now four things I will discuss, which is if you want to patch your server, right, based on your organizational requirement, every month you have to apply the patch. That means if Ubuntu Linux release any kind of new security patch or security update, you need to apply on it. How you going to apply it? That's what I'm going to show you now. So we are okay. Let me relog in again. Okay. Oh, it's already there. Okay. So right now I'm inside the etc and netplan folder, right? Let me get it from there. cd space dot dot, then cd space dot dot. Okay. So now how to update, right? So you can say sudo sudo apt update enter. So now it's going to show you. Okay, so 64 packages can be upgraded. So 64 packages. Do you think all the package you need? So you can just do some auto remove. Okay, actually 64, all 64 is you need it. So there's another thing you can check, like if you need sudo apt full hyphen upgrade. So simply 64 will be upgrade. Simply if you just now run sudo apt upgrade, it will install the new latest updates. But you don't know all 64 you need or you don't need. In that case, there is another thing you can run, which is sudo apt full upgrade. So what it will do, it will install the all additional packages and also remove the outdated one. If there is any existing outdated one, it will remove it. So you can do this command. Now it's asking you, it says 63 upgrade. So see, one it's already removed. It's supposed to be installed 64. Now it's fine 63 because one may be outdated. So I'm asking you, do you want to continue? You can say yes. Why? So Y is capital, N is lowercase. You see here, uppercase and lowercase. So Y. Okay. Now it's applying the update. So the fourth thing is you learn how to apply the update. So this is the complete package you are learning. So it's almost done. It says progress is 99%. And we are done. So the machine is, oh, last fifth one, I forgot to show you. So when we deploy the machine, that time search domain we use els.com, but we didn't create the DNS entry. If it is a Windows machine and when you add the machine with the domain, automatically it will create a DNS entry because Windows use DDNS, and if you DNS server has a DDNS feature enabled, so Windows will be able to create the DNS entry. But this is not a Windows machine, this is a Linux. In that case, how you can do it? So now the IP address is 52, right? And this is your machine name. So let's create a DNS entry. So go to the DNS server. So I have already opened here for DNS, and then forward lookup and reverse lookup. So in here, your domain, right click on it and create a new host a record and machine name. And what is the IP address? 192.168.1.52, right? And make sure you have a check mark here. Create an associated pointer PTR record, which you're gonna create a record on under the reserved lookup zone. Add. It's successful, right? Done. So now how you can check on, open the command prompt like cmd from any of your machine, from your jump machine or any server or your laptop, whatever you want, and then you can say ns lookup. what it shows. els.com. So ns lookup with the fqdn, it's going to show you the IP. And if you run with the IP address ns lookup, just only IP address, you don't know the actually fqdn of the machine, right? So how you can find it? ns lookup IP address 192.168.1.52. Hit enter. So with the IP address is resolving the name, machine name. With the machine name is resolving the IP address. That means my forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone both are working. That means DNS entries exist, right? And also check the ping command, ping with the fqdn. Hit enter, is ping, which is good sign, right? And then ping with the IP address 192.168.1.52 is pinging. That's also a good sign, right? And let's check the status here, right? Okay, so everything is completed. Running kernel sim, okay, up to date. Servers is in CTO, okay. Okay, now if you want, you can just, for the safe side, restart the server. So you can say sudo space reboot, sudo reboot. Okay, it's rebooting now. How you see here? It's rebooting now. All right, that's all, and it's done. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching. I know this is pretty long video, but I try to explain each and every points. So I believe you guys will enjoy. And if you're in really beginner, in a Linux server, also I believe you'll enjoy and you'll be able to understand. And thanks for watching. And if you like this video, please give a big thumbs up and make some comments, because your comments encourage me to make more video for you guys. And also, if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you on another video.